Okay guys, welcome to the channel. I know I don't usually do videos like this. So far it's been like a vlog thing, but today we're switching it up because many of my fans have asked for this, a college application video. The way this is going to be structured is I'm going to first just kind of explain my credibility and the process itself, and then I'll go into more specific tips, and at the end I'll talk about my application specifically. And so let's get to it. So I'm going to be a freshman at the University of Texas in Austin this coming semester. So that means I was applying to colleges this time last year in 2025. So I actually didn't even apply to that many schools, but I got into University of Houston, Texas A&M, and UT Austin. I was applying with the major of civil engineering at all of these schools, and I got accepted into that major as well. Okay, there's my credibility. I know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain a little bit of the college application process. So I used Common App for my college application, and I super recommend that. It was really organized, it was really easy to use and everything. It'll take some time to get used to it, of course, but it has like checklists and everything, so you know what you're doing all the time. And every year Common App opens August 1st, meaning it's already open, and as soon as it opens you should be locked in. So August 1st is when a Common App opens, and then November 1st is the deadline for early action and early decision, and then the usual deadline for all schools if a regular decision is January 1st, meaning you have from August to December to work on your college application. Although I do recommend doing early action or early decision, it does make a difference, I think so. So that means you have from August to November. Super quickly, I'm going to explain early action or early decision because I used to be so confused. Early action means you're applying earlier than all the regular decision people, but you still have the choice if you want to go there. All you're doing is applying sooner. And early decision means that you're also applying earlier than everyone else, and if you get in, you have to go to that college. You cannot switch it. So once you open Common App and you put in the college that you want to apply to, there's going to be certain questions that each college asks you, like what's your background, talk about yourself, talk about what's so special to you, and all that stuff. They're going to have all these kinds of questions, and you're going to need to answer those, as well as have your essay prepared, and then all of your stats, such as your grades, your AP scores, test scores, all of that stuff. That's about the general process. I know it sounds scary, but when you're doing it, it's really not. Now I'm gonna talk about what I recommend you to do, for the timeline, when you should be doing what. So May or June or your junior year of high school, right, is when you should start doing the SAT. I suggest do not wait until the summer before or during your senior year to do the SAT. And your score itself, it does not matter super much. If you score kind of low, it's fine. Your other things can make up for it, but you should aim for a decent score for the college you're going to. Look up their average scores, and that should be your minimum goal. So a little bit of tips for the SAT. I do say study. I used to think studying I don't have to do it, whatever, it's fine. No, it makes a difference, especially for the English part as well. Because when you keep practicing, that's how you're gonna get better at spotting the answers to those questions. Math, you could just kind of memorize, but English, you need to study that. So use College Board. They have practice SATs. Download those and do them until you have the score that you want, because those are usually harder than the actual SAT as well. Okay, so once you get SAT out of the way, June and July, the summer before your senior year, you should start researching the schools that you want to go to. I actually had a spreadsheet that I made where I had all the information about the schools, their prices, their locations, pros, cons, whatever, and it really helped me finalize where do I want to apply, where do I want to go. So definitely have research on your schools, what they're looking for. Do they care about more grades, essays, whatever, so you know exactly what to be looking at. Then in August, you should begin your essay. You can begin this in the summer as well. You should actually, but at the very latest by August, you should start working on your essay. The prompt for Common App, they have certain prompts for you there that you can pick from, or you can just do a general thing as well. So if you want to pick one of their prompts, great, but you don't have to. You can write about anything. Your essay is going to take time. Do not rush your essay. That is something that's gonna have to come to you. It took me it took me weeks, a month I think, to write my essay, because I didn't know what I wanted to write about. I didn't know how to do it, whatever. But I do suggest for your essay, don't make it sappy. I know y'all have heard about the I hate the letter S essay, and that's a great essay. She got it to a good school. that is not what you should be doing, because the college admission officers are sick of seeing those kinds of essays where it's talking about some tragic event and you're talking about how much it changed you. They want to see something creative and unique, especially if you're applying to a good school. Your grades are not going to stand you apart, your essay is. So find something unique, true to yourself to write about. I recommend writing about how you've developed your character over time. That's what I did, like how a certain aspect of your life led you to develop to the person you are today, aka the person they want at their school. And then September, you should be done with your essay. You could fully focus on those questions that they ask you, specific ones on the colleges. Those also take a lot of thinking, but you could usually like answer similar things for a lot of them. So yeah, do that then. Okay, there's my timeline and a little bit of tips that I gave regarding each aspect of the timeline. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a few more general tips before I move on to my application. Do not procrastinate. I knew so many people who procrastinated, and then in like November, while I was like living my life, they were like stressing and doing their college applications and doing that. And you're already gonna have school assignments, school tests. You don't want to have your college application also be something worrying you, you know? So get that done in like August to September. That's what I did. I literally submitted my applications in September. Saved me so much stress. Now, I did say don't procrastinate and to do things early, but do not rush your essay. Like I said, that needs to come to you. If you rush it, you're gonna write about something lame or generic. Like, don't look on TikTok for ideas. What you need to do is brainstorm your essay. Focus on your extracurriculars a lot. If you're still little, definitely do extracurriculars. Sports are a big thing. I did not do sports, but that gets you really far if you do sports as well as clubs, because they're like, wow, she does a lot of things. So have a lot of extracurriculars. Focus on not just being in them, but being on the board of them, and then bragging about that. Like, do things that are good that you can brag about. That's what you're gonna want for extracurriculars. Like, grades are of course important too, but don't stress it out if you're like don't have like, you know, the highest GPA in your school. Like, it's fine. And finally, keep everything organized. I had a Google Doc and it had like a bunch of different like tabs on the side, and I had everything on that singular Google Doc, and it was the most helpful thing ever. It's how I was keeping track of what I was doing, what got done, whatever. So that's it for general advice, general tips and everything. Now I'm gonna go into a little bit more specifics with my application. So first, I'm going to talk about my extracurriculars. Like I said, have a lot of them, be on the boards of them, and actually do stuff with them. Like, for example, host drives, host events in your school, make a difference in your community, because that's what they want to see. So I was a volunteer teacher at an Islamic school near me. So that's one of my experiences, and I was doing that for multiple years. That looks great. You know, you have experience with kids and you assisted other teachers. So I also had or have a job with this institute. It's a laser hair removal company. I also teach Quranic classes on like the side. For school clubs, I did TSA, which is Technology Student Association, and they do like these competitions. I super much recommend being in a club like that is competitions, like HOSA or something. And I went to state for 8 competitions, or 9 I think, and that's one of my clubs that I did. I was also on the board or like the leadership team of it for a year. So yeah, I also had NHS. I know everyone's like, oh my god, like NHS is so good, but like it's really only good if you're on the board. So try getting on the board of your NHS. And what my NHS did was we led blood drives in our school, which like looks great because we would organize those. And then we also did like volunteering field trips. We would take our students to like hospitals or like food banks and stuff. I was also the president of Key Club, which is another like national level club, which they love. So then I was also on the board of the Red Cross club that my school had. It was also a national club, American Red Cross. And it's good because it's a real, like, Red Cross is a real organization, and we assisted kids in CPR training. And then I also added in like regular like masjid volunteering that I do. So that's my whole list of extracurriculars. It's a lot, but that's exactly what they want to see. They want to see you loaded with volunteer work, with clubs, with like, you know, whatever you can do, because they want to see that you're an involved person. You're not just a robot with grades. So do a lot of extracurriculars, and whatever you did do, even if it's not that many, brag about them, make it sound good, because you know, they want to see that. They want to see extracurriculars. Next, I'll talk about awards and certifications. I honestly did not have that many like crazy awards or anything, so you don't need to be worried about that. I had a certification in Autodesk Fusion and Inventor, which is like engineering software, so it matched with my major. I got the AP Scholar Award for like scoring well on like there's a certain number of AP tests, I think 3 maybe, at the President Education Awards program, which is just like a certificate my school gave when you have like a GPA higher than a certain amount. And I have as a state competitor in 8 TSA competitions, like I had mentioned. I also had an A honor roll, so I did have like the 4.0 GPA or whatever. My unweighted GPA was 4.0, my weighted was 4.66. So yeah. But again, GPA does not matter that much. If your GPA isn't like crazy high, it's genuinely fine. Like your extracurriculars and your essay can make up for it. I know people who had like relatively low GPAs and still got into good schools. For AP classes, I'm just gonna like list through all them: AP Human Geography, AP World History, AP Psychology, AP Lang, A Push, AP Bio, AP Calc AB, AP Calc BC, AP Physics C, and AP Lit. So those are 10 APs that I took. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk you guys through how I did my essay as well. When I tell you it took me forever to brainstorm, it took me forever to brainstorm. Like for days, for weeks, I was just sitting there and like writing random stuff on the Google document because I literally didn't know what to do, which you guys can see. But eventually I had a few ideas that I narrowed it down to, and I really elaborated on those, and I wrote like fake essays where I took like specific ideas and I'm like, okay, this paragraph could possibly be about this one possibly about this, and I kept doing that until I finally found like one that was easiest to write about and that had the most meaning to it. So I claimed Elsa was a coward, which is obviously like really different than what you would expect because everyone sees her as the brave older sister, the one who like beat Hans and all that stuff, whatever, right? So I claimed that she was a coward, then I used her to compare myself to her and explain my strengths through the comparison. Like for example, I wrote about how she ran away from home after feeling guilty as a bad older sister or whatever, and I compared it to myself and I'm like, you know, like I'm a good older sister and I have felt that guilt as well, but I didn't run away, etc., etc. Like I'm explaining my same issues that I had, but I'm explaining how they made me stronger rather than making me run away, you know? And they want to see that. They want to see development, they want to see strength, and they also want to see like a witty idea like that, you know? Like they want to see that you have, like, I do recommend extended metaphors. I don't do a sappy story, but extended metaphors are good. It shows intellectual, that you're smart, and also that, like, you know, you relate to something. I also said that how she was judged by everyone around her, and that happened to me too, but except again, like I grew from it and I became a stronger, better person, how she didn't, whatever. And then I concluded it with saying like, is she really that strong? Like, you know, I had the same things, but I had to go through trial and error. I didn't have everything handed to me, blah 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 blah. Basically, I'm better, Elsa sucks. That's what my essay was, and it was good because it got me through, didn't it? And finally, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the questionnaire thing that they have. So as you can see, I had like different tabs for like Rice, A&M, whatever, like I did and everything. Within those tabs, I would like write the questions and write my own answers. I don't really have much advice for this. It's just like, for some of it, you can rephrase your essay a little bit. For a lot of it, you need to write fresh, but just like, you know, write about yourself, always connected back to your character development and everything, not about your grades and like that kind of stuff. They want to see you, who you are. Like, what can you tell them that the application doesn't tell them? Yeah, that's pretty much everything about my application. I told you guys all my stats and everything. Oh, my SAT was a 1460. Okay, now I've told you all the stats and everything. But really, like, my recommendation is, like, I remember when I was doing college applications, I was pretty stressed out too. I was looking up, like, oh my god, like, what did this person do to get into the school? Whatever. But at the end of the day, you are your own person. They want to see someone who is unique. They want to see someone who is different than everyone else. And, like, that's what you need to show. You know, your grades are great. You need to have good grades. But everyone applying to your school is gonna have good grades. Like, what you really need to stand apart, good personality, good extracurriculars, very heavy on extracurriculars, and a good essay, which is why take your time with your essay, but don't take too much time because you don't want to end up rushing and doing a trashy job and everything. So yeah, I hope I was able to help. If you have any more questions, comment them down below and I will happily make a video. Like, I'm a niche creator right now. I'll make videos about whatever you guys ask me to. Stay tuned because I'm going to post a cruise vlog because I just went on a cruise, so go watch that. But yeah, I'm so glad I could answer your question, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.